Hi, it's Dennis Berger, editor-in-chief of hdliving.com. I recently got an email, response to my last video, from a reader asking about the sorts of things that I do with my smart home to prepare for the end of winter and the beginning of spring. In other words, how do you set up your smart home system to adapt to the changing seasons, the changing position of the sun, uh, changing temperatures and things like that. And at first, my answer to that was, well, I don't do anything. My smart home does all of that for me. My thermostat connected to my Control4 system automatically adapts to swings in temperature and sets itself into heating or cooling mode automatically. Um, the astronomical clock built into Control4 keeps the position of the sun, tracks sunrise and sunset times, automatically adjusts my scheduled lighting events accordingly. But then it occurred to me the next big upgrade that I intend to do to my Control4 system is the addition of some Lutron Radio Rod 2 shades. Um, and one of the automated events that I want to do with those shades is to tie the one in the bedroom into my wake up schedule. Um, but of course, during certain parts of the year, when I wake up, the sun isn't up already. So it doesn't really make sense for me to have a wake up schedule that incorporates shades, in other words, natural sunlight as a sort of, nature's alarm clock, um, during those months when there's not going to be any sun outside. So I thought I would take you through really quickly how easy it is to set up events like that using the Composer Home Edition software, um, just to intelligently craft your programming to adapt to the seasons. Now you'll see here that I'm actually not using Composer Home Edition today. I'm using Composer Pro, the software that your local Control4 dealer would use to add all the devices to your system, do all of the network programming and things like that. The reason I'm using Composer Pro instead of Composer Home today is because I don't have shades yet in my home. So I wanted to whip up just a really quick um, test system, just so I could show you guys, how you would do this sort of thing with Composer Home. Aside from the system design and the connections tabs, everything else is the same though. So you'll notice that I've created a little test system with a master bedroom that's got a light and a Lutron Radio Raw 2 shade. And that's the shade is really what I want to react differently depending on the seasons. In case you're not familiar with Wake Up Scheduler, Wake Up is basically Control4's intelligent alarm clock system. Uses any connected device in your home as a sort of way of waking you up in the morning. One thing I do is I have a lamp on my bedside table that over the course of about 10 minutes goes from zero intensity to full brightness. Just to sort of get that light in my face and wake me up, you can queue up wake up playlists that start at zero volume and crank up to hair raising levels. You can really do whatever you want, but the way you do that in Composer Home Edition is you go to your agents, you add um, your wake up here. You go to wake up and you're going to create a new one, and we'll call this Dennis Wake Up. And let's just say I want the lights to go to 50% over the course of 10 minutes. And that's going to affect all of the lights in the room where you set the wake up agent. Um, Basically, once that's done, you're going to come down to the programming tab. And as I explained in my last video, the programming here can look a little daunting at first, but basically what you have to remember is that on the left side here are your ifs, and on the right side here are your thens. If this happens on the left, then do this on the right. So let's talk about what we want to do today. What I intend to do once I get the shades installed in my system is when I set the wake up every morning, Basically, it's going to do the lights automatically. But I want to add to that. I want to augment that. I want the shade to come up and let some sunshine in, but only in the months where the sun's actually going to be up. Like I said, first thing in the morning. You can see I've already done a little pre-programming here. I went to one of the time and date websites and found out exactly when the sun rises every day. And basically, it turns out that I wake up in the dark during December and January. Um, Interestingly enough, because of daylight savings time, I wake up during daylight in February and November, but I'm also in the dark for most of March and most of October. So during those months when it's dark, I don't really want to wake up. So, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Basically, think about your ifs first. If wake up, when wake up happens. And you set that every night when you're going to bed. I want my wake up to happen at, 6:10 tomorrow morning or, 6:20, whatever, you set that. Anyway, though, when the wake up scene Dennis wake up executes, what we're going to do is come over here to the scheduler, go to conditions. You can go to commands, and that's nothing, but you go to conditions, select the months, and I've checked the months of the year during which I want that shade to come up when my quote unquote alarm clock goes off. So February, April, May, June, July, August, September, and November. Odd, I know. But that creates a little button here, a little if button that I can drag over. So basically, we're doing two ifs. You know, if the wake up executes, if it's these months, then what do I want to happen? I'm going to go over to the radio raw shade and open blinds. But of course, I don't want the blinds to stay or the shade to stay open all day. What I'd really like for it to do is to open long enough to wake me up, give me maybe 45 minutes to crawl out of bed because that's usually about the longest it takes. And then I want the shade to close. And in the middle there, I want it to pause. So we're going to go to programming control. We're going to go to the delay. Give me 45 minutes, say, just to wake up my sleepy head. And there you go. It's as simple as that. And I have to do that once. It's really easy to tweak if I ever want to tweak it, but that's all it would really take to completely adapt something like an automated shade event tied to the wake up timer to only go into effect during the months of the year where I'm actually going to wake up during the sunshine. It's just that simple. Anyway, if you guys have any other questions, any deep level programming issues that you want to work out of things you can do in Composer Home Edition, or if you want just any sort of other big ideas of things you can do with your smart control system, feel free to leave a comment here. You can reach me on Twitter at HDLiving or at Dennis Berger. You can also email me at dennis@hdliving.com. Thanks so much.